So I've been meaning to share this um, first reading that I did for myself when I got my new Oracle decks, and um, so we have this is the back of the shamanic healing oracle cards. These are beautiful chalk art. So those are chalk drawings on a black chalkboard, and I have chalkboard paint. So I've been meaning to. I don't know if I'm going to paint a wall in my kitchen or paint a piece of wood or something, but yeah, I definitely I love the way when you draw on black paper or black chalkboard, so it really makes the colors pop. So this card two came out together. Nice gilded edge too, and that's a synchronicity with something I just got in the mail with some numbers from yesterday and a little, so I'll share that. So that one's 23, which is forgiveness, okay, and that reduces to 5. My twin was born at 5:55. Okay, so sun, moon, okay. So forgiveness. So it's like what I'm getting from the imagery is everyone has both inside them, okay? And we express our best and our worst. So having unconditional love, it has to be for self and for others, okay? Even the ones who've done you the most dirty, right? That's the biggest test. So, but really it's as within, so without. Everything's projection, reflection, right? So we're all mirroring each other. So when we can't accept that in someone else, that means that we can't accept that in ourselves. So forgiveness, okay, but I'm really getting like self-acceptance, okay? And it's very interesting how all these cards align with and isn't that a beautiful, the back? I believe that's an ancient pictograph. There's petroglyph and pictograph. Petroglyph, I believe, is etched into the stone, and pictograph is like painted on it. So that's her depiction of that famous piece of art. So ancient native art, pictograph, so cave painting, cave drawing. Okay, so and 5 is also the number of and 2 and 3, okay, so just partnership, and then Trinity, okay, and then together that makes 5, which is an organic number. 5 fingers and toes, 5 petals on a flower, so, okay, and then they were stuck together. So the other one was joy, that's 42. So another 2 and 4, so that's very balanced. And joy, and as you can see, okay, they look kind of like butterflies or dragonflies or a beautiful winged creature there, okay. White blossoms, okay, blossoming insects, especially the waterborne ones, they represent this emergence, okay. We're emerging. The light is so nice right now. Look at that, right when it's in front of the window like that, it's beautiful. Look at that light. Okay, so, and that's a 6, okay. So, if you've been putting out good stuff, this is the echo, the boomerang, the reciprocation number, the victory, the six, that's, if you've been putting out this energy, we're seeing it coming back right now. And, it may have a lot to do with this forgiveness, self acceptance. When we do that, we accept others. The more we accept ourselves and forgive ourselves, the more we have the capacity to do this for others. But it starts with the self. We can't have world peace if we don't have inner peace, right? And that comes from accepting all of this, okay? Because we all have that dark and light within us. And the next one was stripping illusions. Okay, so that's very high vibration. Green is healing. That's the violet or fuchsia. Either pink or purple lotus represents enlightenment. That's the third phase. So that's, and when you've reached enlightenment, you know that it's staying heart-centered, balanced. That green is that emerald, the truth, which is love. Okay, 528 hertz. So, and that says stripping illusions. And the next one is anger. So that is an illusion, okay? Anger is an illusion because it's stemming from something that's not part of the now. Because there's no need to be angry in the now. Because in the now, there's just being one with the now, one that with all that is, being present. Okay. And I'll just, and it's funny, I just said present. It says past, present, future on the next card. So reunion of souls. Okay. Soul family members, finding each other, finding your flock, your tribe, your school of fish. Yeah, so, and that's a 7, so that's that spiritual quest of finding those people. Past, present, future. Your flock. And then there's psychic development and truth. This is a beautiful deck. Okay? And when you develop your psychic abilities, whatever you want to call them, psychic, or if you don't resonate with that word, you can pick another one. Fill in the blank. We're just talking about the abilities and the energies. So, and when you align with truth, and that's 12, which is a 3, okay, and 12 and 3, those are total Christ consciousness numbers. 12, okay, and then the 3. And 12 reduces to 3, so any multiple of 3 reduces to 3, I believe. And then unlimited possibilities, because that's the truth. When we arrive at that truth, we know that this existence contains the potentiality of eternity, past, present, future, everything existing all at once. So it's boundless. There's no separation. You can do whatever you want. Live in a reality where time doesn't exist. Whatever, okay? You choose. So stripping the illusions of anger so we can have reunion of souls from past, present, and future. It's going to come, our truth is going to come through being in tune with our psychic development, okay? That's where we're going to find our truth. And when we arrive at our truth, we're going to see the unlimited possibilities of that. Oh, and I'm going to get out my chalkboard paint and Oh my goodness, I saw easels, little children's ones at the craft store were like $80. I'm like, I'm just gonna get a piece of wood and paint it with this paint that I already have. And yeah, I already have rollers and the paint or whatever, you know, so. And then I have a bunch of, and you can get stuff cheap at the Dollar Tree for, you know, as far as chalk and stuff goes. I mean, and these are just simple drawings, you know, but look how vibrant on the black background. This chalk is just, she's an amazing artist. Shamanic healing. And she has a little story inside here. A beautiful soul. See her little angelic face. She's has her master's in shamanic Reiki. Wow. Yeah, see, I want to do some more. I want to do some like research. Some. Wonder if I could. Because I mean, since it's energy work, I don't know if you can do that kind of stuff online. Because it'd be very difficult for me to get to school. But I mean, we all. You know, the value of being, you know, of teaching yourself, and there's so many tools and so much information out there. I mean, we really, when we all just collectively come together, there's no more struggle. Because we share our gifts, and then there's no need for money and all that stuff, right? Okay, so the Gilded Edge, remember. Oops, boing. Let me just show you a little synchronicity I was having. Hold on 1 second. Okay, so. So these are some numbers that I got yesterday from some food. Went on a nice walk and went and ate some junk food. Yes, we went to McDonald's and we got French fries and chicken nuggets. My son loved it. And then we got a hot fudge sundae on the way out. Went over to the craft store, checked out some stuff. So yeah, that's how I realized I'm just gonna make my own chalkboard. So. But that's, like, you can do that outside with the kids and it's fun, and then you don't have to worry about all the chalk dust. If you, like, own your own property or whatever, you can even paint the sidewalk with that paint, or, like, a part of the porch or side of the house or whatever. So, okay, did I show 355 or 377? Okay, so 355, okay, and then on the Sunday on the way out, we got 377. Okay, and then 55, my twin was born at 5:55. Okay, I get home, there's this, okay, 5, okay, golden triangle. Look at the gold and the blue indigo, and he's indigo, okay, but I mean, he's what I am, but he's like the indigo version, and he's younger, and so it all matches up. But okay, so I don't want to show this address part. So, guild. Guild is like the metalwork, the guild, the gold. Okay. Again, the gold triangles. There's 3 gold triangles on there. Okay. It says, own what matters. Yeah, and then with those number syncs, so I just wanted to share that. Alright, so, next deck. This is the one that I waited on. And then I had 3 grace synchronicities in this deck. I'll show the, so, this one turned sideways as I was shuffling. So it was like, you know, I'm shuffling like this and it like turns sideways like that. Okay, so I pull it out. It's proceeding softly. Okay, and it says, my inner power grows in moments of quietude. Okay, so I put that back because I was like, well, I'm not sure, is that... It definitely was the message that they wanted me to know, the stillness and the silence, which is the only advice I ever give. because this is what popped out. So definitely that was the part of the message that they wanted me to focus on. And this is stepping into stillness, okay? And the other one was, okay, my inner power grows in moments of quietude. So getting in the stillness and the silence, okay? It says stillness, right? Okay? My power is born in the majesty of silence. And what does it say in this one? My inner power grows in moments of quietude. So, yeah, definitely I'm right on when I say get in the stillness and silence. God was saying, yes, that is the right approach. That is why that's the only advice I ever give, because it's fundamental. That way it won't lead anyone astray. No matter what your belief systems are, or if you have none or whatever it is, all I know is stillness and silence. That's the only thing I know. Because that's what works for me. So I only know what I've experienced, and everything else that doesn't fit all the time falls away. And this is the only thing that's ever remained for me. Getting in that quiet, still place, communicating with your creator, source God creator, the Most High. That's the only way. Okay? And talk about this emerging into grace. Let me show you this magical card that's in this. Oh, well, this is a very accepting what is. Oh, again, I accept and embrace my inner majesty. And it said that in this, my power is born in the majesty of silence. So again, the majestic, okay. And then this awakening ancient wisdom. Deep inner knowing is emerging within me, okay. So that was right next to it, the next card. And emerging, okay, and that looks like, what is that? The Holy Grail, the love of God. When you are an open vessel for God's love and you let God's light fill you, all this stuff comes flooding back. But you can ask them to put the brakes on it sometimes when it's too much. So let me find this. So that emerging, okay, and grace is in this deck. 3, okay, and here's a synchronicity. Pearl. There's a pearl synchronicity with the twin flame out here, and there was also a panda synchronicity, and I'll show you the other deck. So there's synchronicities with other twins out here. Luggage. Yeah, someone was talking about that. Yeah, healing the past, that's for sure. Listening to your heart, listening to spirit, coming into your power. Coming into your power. See how golden? When you're golden, that's when you come into your power. That's the Christ did. I step into my power boldly and confidently. So, following your bliss, okay? The hero's journey, the Dharma, the path, the journey of self-discovery, the fool's journey, whatever you want to call it. Manifesting dreams, expecting miracles, communicating clearly, being in the flow, communicating freely, yeah, being in the flow, believing in magic. Don't tell me it's going to be the last card. I'd probably put it on the top. Okay, so see how her eyes are closed, but she's just about to wake up. See how the sunlight is shining on her face. So, you know, and there again, that lotus, okay, so bringing spirit into form. So we're rooted in the ground, that deep dark muck, okay, we're rooted all the way up and down every layer of the rainbow, the spectrum. But we have the messages coming in from the crown. We're grounding that down deep into the roots of Gaia. That's the enlightened lotus right there. That's the either purple or magenta, the pink or purple one, okay? So it's just emerging though. You see, it's almost all the way fully opened up, but not quite. But see the light shining on it. All we need to do now is open our eyes to this emerging into grace. So this card, I open my soul to grace. So that's what, the part of the divine masculine within both twins that still has a little bit of emerging to do. Emergence work. Emergency. Okay. It's just emerging from one world in the next, so the mucky muck world first, and then emerging through the world of the water, and then now into so it's like the earth, then emerging through the water, now the air, okay, and then full enlightenment, ether. And that's the journey of the chakra, the Sushumna, up and down, that light energy. And I'll show it in a drawing in another talk where I'm just going to focus on a teaching and not any card. Not really a teaching, just a sharing, really. It's just sharing the knowledge that I keep being shown. So those are really magical. Okay, so those were awesome. And it's called Gateway Oracle cards, so... And Denise Lynn is my mother's middle name, so, and I had a synchronicity with the doctor's office visit and all the numbers and names and birthdays. That's just, whew. Okay, so this deck, okay, and this has grace in it. They all have grace in it. I believe even the Secret Language of Animals deck that I got. And I didn't realize it says Endangered Voices of Mother Earth. So the Secret Language of Animals oracle cards, but they're endangered. Okay, and then that I had a synchronicity with some chocolate I bought, and I'll show you. That was pretty amazing. So, these were the two cards that came out together. And they both have that violet color on the bottom. Okay, so it was intimacy. Okay. And things are becoming more intimate. The twin flame community, us, our higher selves, our relationship between our 3D selves and our higher selves. Okay, so this intimacy, this by shedding things, we elevate and deepen at the same time by shedding all the debris. We're having like this collective conscience, collective emergence, okay? Cosmic butterfly, okay? And then intimacy. So intimacy with the self, intimacy with, maybe your channel is becoming more, you're becoming more intimate with your viewers. You're picking up more on, you're more sensitive to their energies and embracing that, the love that's carrying us through each level of emergence. So the cosmic butterfly, hello. Cosmically, collectively, it's like the cosmic chrysalis, okay? We're emerging. Like it's one big giant butterfly, okay? And containing a bunch of tiny little butterflies. It's like the coalescence. And look how the sun is like shining where that, right? Look at that beautiful. This is beautiful art too. Okay, so the intimacy. Come back here. All right. So an intimacy is 35, so 3 and 5. Okay, and that's 8. That's that reciprocation, intimacy. And then Cosmic Butterfly is 36, which is 9. So that contains the 369. Okay, so that makes sense. And they're both that violet high vibration. Okay. And again, with the lotus, with the color of the lotus, what's happening? So things are deepening, and there was one of the, I think it was Pisces, and my twin has a Pisces moon, and it was like things are deepening, aligning, elevating, all at the same time. As something elevates, it deepens at the same. So it's like that equal and opposite reaction. As something elevates, it also deepens, right? As something expands, it also comes into centered unity consciousness and aligns. All right, so no. This one flipped over as I was shuffling. So I'm shuffling like this, you know. This one flipped over like that, okay? So, and of course, dragonfly. So, because this is the first shamanic experience I had, and yes, I was on LSD. It was, I'm just going to be straight up. I had 6 hits of acid. A friend and I shared, and they were blue shields. Okay, they looked like an Archangel Michael shield, like gold and blue. Okay, same colors on this thing right here. Okay, the guild, indigo and gold, and I wasn't told till afterward that it was this thing called 4-way, which means there was a drop on each corner, so there was 4 hits of acid on each paper tablet, and there was 3. So if my best friend and I, who I've known since sophomore year in high school, I believe I was a junior. It was the summer of, I was a junior, she was a senior, so she had graduated, but I still had one more year. And I had experimented with mushrooms. The psychedelic, the expansion of the mind. I was not into drugs or drinking, smoking, any kind of drugs, but that kind of stuff, the shamanic journeys, the expansion of the mind, the elevation of the spirit, all that kind of stuff really interested me. But, I only did mushrooms and LSD about 3 or 4 times each. And I haven't done that since I was 19, I think. Yeah. Because this was all in a span of a few years when I was in high school, and the last time that I tried LSD and mushrooms, I was 19, so because it was after I graduated. So this was the first time I had this much. So even though it was 1.5, I thought it was 1.5. It would be very mild, but it ended up being, since it was 4-way, it was actually 6 hits of acid. Okay. So, and my best friend, who we're still very close, but yeah, I have limited communication with anyone, but I have 2 friends and my dad, but so she can vouch for this, but she didn't see it, but she witnessed me having this experience. So, and it was very real. I saw the giant, ancient red dragonfly. We were all sitting in the car, and I all of a sudden looked up at the, something caught my attention. All of a sudden there was this giant red dragonfly in the car. It was just 4-door sedan, and the car light was on, and so it was like up there, like it was attracted to the light. And I looked up, the car light that's inside the car on the ceiling, and it was okay. So this giant red. Okay, it was giant and it was red. I experienced the whole thing. So I heard it like it was a helicopter right in my ear. I felt its wings move the air, so I felt that on my cheek. I heard it, I saw it, I felt it, I experienced the ancient giant red dragonfly. And this is the card. No shit. Okay, that flipped out. Dragonfly. And it has so much to do with emergence too, because it can stay as a nymph in the water for 2 years before it emerges, and then once it comes out, then it gets to business. It lays its eggs, it mates, it does its cycle, right? But it can stay in the water for 2 years as a nymph before it decides to emerge. Okay, so it's all divine timing when that emergence happens, and it's when you're ready. God gives you what you need when you need it, at the level you need it. To just have faith that everything is in divine order. That means timing, the people involved, everything. It's like God's will, shall be done. It's magic, spontaneity, immediacy, and change. Immediacy, yeah, like once it emerges from the water, it's time to get busy. It gets busy immediately. It starts, finds its mate, lays its eggs, does its thing. Gets that cycle of flow, that vessel. It's a vessel for that magic of God and life wanting to live. Being part of the cycle, being the flow. And you'll emerge when you're ready. And when you do, it's like it happens, boom, like that. Like spontaneously. Even though it's been building up to that, but once it happens and it switches over, it's just like a switch band, like that could happen. And that's just how things happen too. That's how change, it just can happen spontaneously, immediately, bam. That's why it seems so magical. And that's 30, which is a 3, which is again my life path number. Okay, those numbers 3, 5, and 7 that were coming up. And so yeah, and then I want to show you synchronicity, and then we'll be done. One moment. Okay, so I got this chocolate at the health food store. And I was just attracted to it. I didn't know why. It sounded good. So I get it back home. This is like two bars for $5 or whatever it was. Non-GMO, good dark chocolate. Okay. Blackberry sage. And what's that bird? Falcon. That's like one of my number 1 totems. I didn't even realize it. This was the one I was attracted to. Okay. And it's endangered species, just like the cards I got. I didn't even realize when I got those cards that what that was too. I just dropped some chocolate flecks on my computer. Oops. But I wanted to show the bottom. Okay, so blackberry sage is that one. And you see how it's the falcon. So it's like the eagle is that regal high up, okay? The falcon can swoop down into the caverns and stuff. It's like on the front lines. So we know the darkness very well. We know the now it's melting on there. Tasty. So the falcon, because we're so up close to where the darkness is, We know all the tricks they use. We're very adept when it comes to the darkness, okay? So it's a bird of prey, just like the eagle, okay? It's very regal, very connected, very high, elevated, okay? But the falcon can swoop down very low, okay? So they have that contact with the darkness to where they have kind of an edge. They have to have that. They have to be a little, because they need to know the tricks of the darkness. So they're very, you can consider like, what people might consider magic or whatever. It's just they are aware of, concealment. What are some other ones? Like, just, they know all the tricks of the darkness, okay? But they know the magic of, how you can use it for good and really to, like, be a spy for the light, to trick the darkness using their own, tools against them. So, and the blackberry, and so sage is like a holy person, okay? And if you think of blackberry, okay, so the falcon blackberry, sage, and this falcon. Blackberry is like, the blackberry is very wild, okay? Like the wild unknown. It's black, it's dark, you have to get up close, investigate it, examine it, okay? And it's wild because it's the blackberry. So it's the wild unknown. And that's, the falcon represents understanding the dark aspects of spirituality in order to know thy enemy is what just came to me. Okay, so that's what that's all about. Blackberry, sage, falcon, okay, endangered species, but it's not going to be so endangered anymore. We're coming back to life. And there was a couple other manifestation, concealment. There's different things. I had a few in mind, and now I'm not remembering them. But and then just to show you the other chocolate I got, because it was so good. This is lemon poppy seed. Very tasty. And they're both very dark chocolate. Good snappy chocolate. So, just wanted to show that because it's just so yummy. So anyway, yeah, just know that these are natural processes that are happening, and you can't stop it. It's just, we just have to accept and allow, just like the butterfly emerging out of the chrysalis. It's all part of it. Accept and allow. So yeah, I love you all. Blessings to you all. And peace be upon you all.